DetroitLions fans, what's going on? Your boy, the bad guy, John Kapler. Welcome back. Haven't been doing many videos, but I was inspired today. I really was by some things. A couple people. Some things. This video mainly I want to talk about is a concern, big concern. And that would be our defense. Most notably, the secondary of our defense. They say defense wins championships. We have what looks to be a pretty good defensive line. Linebacker room, got one of the best there is, maybe the best in Jack Campbell. Some guys that are going to rotate and switch with the possible two-man linebacker set that we're going to have most of the year, with a heavier emphasis on the defensive back room, having like 5 DBs. Speaking of that, how comfortable are you with where we are at? Myself, I'm not. I'm really not. But I guess the biggest question would be, and statement is, what did we do in 2023 with what we had? And in 2026, is that defensive backroom better than what we had in 2023? When all is accounted for and healthy, yeah, definitely upgraded. Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, DJ Reed, who is sometimes bottom tier defense cornerback 1, sometimes upper tier cornerback 2, and after that, your cornerback 2 is a rotational guy that's coming in that's really second string, third string, just, really more so meant for breaks, rotations, giving guys breathers. But we're going to have DJ Reed coming off an injury. What's he going to be like? We know it took Aleem McNeil a minute coming back. Aiden Hutchinson, it took a minute. Is Kirby Joseph's knee okay? How long is he going to last? If he is good, how long is it going to take until he's back to Kirby Joseph form? How long will that knee, hold out? Can it hold out? We got to wait on Brian Branch. When Brian Branch comes back, how long is it going to take him? Maybe to the end of the season to get back to Brian Branch form. Then you have someone who stepped up, got himself another contract, Rocky Sin, who's going to be probably cornerback number 2. How comfortable are you with that? He stepped up. He did great with being rotational, stepping up when need be. Will he and can he be better than what Terrion Arnold was and could have been? Maybe. Possibly. Is it a strong lock for being the best cornerback 2? We could be better. We could definitely be better if DJ Reed was our number 2 and let's say we went out and traded for someone. But we also have guys like Ennis Rakestraw who need to prove what they have. We got Roger McCrary, the rookie, Keith Abney. Then in the safety room, we're waiting on Kirby and BB. But we got Chuck Clark we signed, Christian Izzian, Vontae Maddox, another guy who earned himself an extension. Would it make me feel better if we went out and got a, not top, but higher tier safety until we know about, Kirby and BB, and someone to step up in case Rocky Sin is better as a rotational? Yeah. But is Brad Holmes going to do that? Probably not, and definitely not at the beginning of the year. He wants to see what he has in these guys I just listed. And how do you find that out? Well, by playing them, by letting them prove who and what they are. Are they starters? Are they ones? Are they true 2s? Or are they rotational 2s and 3s? I definitely want to see what we have. I think the best move that Brad and Dan can do is let these guys play, and then come the trade deadline, no matter how good Rockyson's doing, maybe no matter how good Chuck Clark and Christian Izzian are doing as veterans, you sign someone and you let those guys be rotational, and you make sure that this defensive back room is solid. Because at best, if guys are healthy, cool. Maybe you just need one piece. If not, you got no Brian Branch. You got no Kirby Joseph because he doesn't have a knee. DJ Reed coming off the injury. At worst, at best, hey, looking good. You got three out of four of your starting defensive backs, 4 out of 5 if you count slot, that are okay. But if not, it's you got 2 out of 5 or 1 out of 4. It's a passing league, and I read an article that said we've brought in guys like Roger McCrary to help us keep afloat until some people get back. Keeping afloat is great for just that, keeping afloat. But you can't keep afloat all season and keep afloat in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. Keeping afloat is just that, surviving until you reach land and you don't have to float anymore. You can get out of the water. You can stand on solid ground. Again, we got till the trade deadline to do that. What and who would Brad Holmes go for? Well, his track record says it ain't going to be a big name. Definitely not trading for a number 1. Brad Holmes would, I think, much rather trade for another kind of DJ Reed, a very high-end number 2 cornerback that isn't going to cost him a lot. I just heard Dose Dion talking about a guy from New Orleans, but it would be like $18 million. Brad Holmes don't want to pay that, especially for part of a season and or have to sign and more money. But are we comfortable? It's not even if we, the fans, are comfortable. We can be comfortable, not comfortable, but it's how do they help the Lions? What do they do? When healthy, I'm all for it, but I would still, even if healthy, like to go out and get something else to have, Rock Ya-Sin be just a solid depth rotational. If he steps up and he proves that, hey, he's a top number 2, maybe DJ Reed is, 28th to 32nd best cornerback in the league and Rock Ya-Sin's 45. Could we survive? Maybe. Possibly. I'd be more comfortable with a ranking of 34 and 38 for our cornerbacks. They don't have to be cornerback 1s, but high cornerback 2s. DJ Reed, throughout his career, has mostly been a cornerback 1, but a mid to lower tier cornerback 1, rankings-wise, depending on what kind of ranking system you look at. We've been called the Legion of Whom, and they've kind of stepped up. Again, look at what we did with what we had in 2023. What we have now, I think, is better. When healthy, definitely better. But that's the thing that hinders us. Injuries. The unassurance of what we have. So, I say, Brad Holmes, see what you got. And regardless of what you have, go make a trade. Go get you a corner and go get you a safety at the trade deadline. Lions fans, let me know down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you want us to go get just a corner? Do you want us to just go get a safety? Do you want us to go get both? Do not give a damn. And no, we have edges. We're good unless something happens. My focus in this video is the defensive back room. I don't care about, let's go out and go get that big name edge rusher. We're not talking that nonsense. We're talking reality. And the reality is our biggest struggle and our biggest concern is the secondary. It's a passing league. You win with defense. And if you can't cover that, you're going to be hurting. We faced a couple good teams that have some good offensive weapons. After the bye week, we are facing the Patriots, who have a good 1-2 punch. You face Minnesota twice, who has a good 1-2 punch in Justin Jefferson and their number 2. And they also have TJ Hawkinson. You can only stay afloat for so long before you actually have to, drown and or say, hey, we're good, we can stand, we can rise, we're on solid ground. We trade for a solid piece. I like Roger McCrary as a rotational. I like Rock Ya-Sin as rotational. We have no clue what Enos Rakestraw can do. He's got to prove it. And if he gets, starting reps, this is basically a rookie year. Cornerback is the second hardest position to learn behind the quarterback. He's going to struggle. Christian Izien, a veteran, Chuck Clark, veteran, but those guys weren't here to be saviors. Stopgaps, if you will. How long can a stopgap be a starter? We might have to find out. It might just be Brad Holmes saying, hey, this is good enough. Watch me be a genius. I don't want Brad Holmes gambling on a roll of the dice of, let's see if something I can make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I'd much rather be assured and go trade for someone at the deadline. Just, even if this group is solid, go make a solid more solid. Again, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If there's any names, if you have any ideas for trade situations, the compensation, let me know down in the conversation, down in the comment section below. Let's have a debate about it. Let's have a conversation. And as always, go Lions.